Ladies and gentlemen, live on the Fuse UK, it's the one and only, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man too sweet to be sour. He is your friend, he is my friend, but he's not the friend behind the person standing behind you, Luke Hughes.
Yes, people, what's happening? A nice one for coming back to the Fuse UK. It's much appreciated as always. We've got a special guest on the show tonight with a huge fight coming up. It's going to be one of the first that's ever happened, one of the first titles, but we'll get into that. It's none other than Mr. James Lights Out Lilley. What's happening, mate? You good?
How are you doing, Lou? You okay, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. How's yourself?
Yeah, all good, mate. You know, just grinding away.
Good man, good man. I thought before we get into the event and that, mate, just have a little talk about the event that's just happened at the weekend. What was your thoughts on the Louis Palomino and Austin Trout fight?
To be, it's a difficult one for me to analyze because I'm quite friendly with Louise now, and obviously I watch a lot of Trout coming up. I like Louise himself said in an interview after, it seemed like he wasn't on his game. It was a bit missing. I thought Trout won. I thought it was closer than the scorecards. It's like it's only 5 rounds, but I thought they were a little bit closer than that. Maybe he'd won by a round. But yeah, I thought Louise wasn't on top of his game, which he said after he felt rusty. But I think, Trout was a deserving winner. I'd like to see them rematch, I think, because Louise has done so well in the sport, been unbeaten for so long, broke all these records. I think he deserves another shake of the dice, and hopefully it won't happen too far in the future. But yeah, it was a great fight. I think it was a great showcase of the event. It was a really good main event. It was a type of fight BKFC had been wanting. They wanted one of the crossover superstars, an ex-world champion boxer or ex-UFC champion or whatever, to fight one of the BKFC champions, and it happened. So yeah, I think it's great for BKFC, and like I said, I'm looking forward to the rematch.
I think a lot of people underestimated Austin Trout. Like, you cannot underestimate like a former WBA champion of the world in boxing. Like, he's always going to be a fucking massive threat in bare knuckle fighting, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And if you look at his resume, he's fought the best people at like middleweight. He's been active. I know he hasn't fought in BKFC for nearly a year. I think it was a year. I can't remember. But he's had 2 more pro boxing fights in that time, and I think they were both like 10 rounders, or one was an 8 rounder. So he's still active. It's not like he's completely retired from the sport.
He's still ranked 7th with the WBC, I think.
Oh, is he? There we are. He's world class, but he's world class boxing, and I think he was always going to be hard. I know people have said he slowed down, but he is class. It's never going to be. You don't know too much about the different sports if you're thinking he's not going to be on top of his game for someone as dangerous and as well-rounded as Louise was.
Yeah, it was a great fight. Like, another fight on the card as well, who I think's an amazing talent, was young Bryce Henry.
Oh yeah, he's I think he's like the future of the sport. I've said this many times. I've met him in New Orleans and then met him again in Miami. We're always speaking on Instagram back and forth. I think he's the next generation of stars coming through, because he's just starting out his boxing career and he's made the choice to come over to bare knuckle, whereas people like myself, Luis Palomino, even others like Austin Trout have had that career and then they're doing bare knuckle, whereas he's at the beginning of his career and he could usher in the next generation of stars, where people, instead of picking MMA or boxing, they're picking bare knuckle. So yeah, I think he's the next generation, and he's a problem for anyone. He's tall, he's fast, he's quick, he's young. He's going to be a problem for anyone in that division.
He seems to be dead rangy and tall at the weight as well, compared to like the lads who he's been up against.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I've noticed about him, that he's really relaxed. Like I remember seeing him in the change room in New Orleans, and he's just so relaxed. He was like warming up on the pads quickly, doing a little bit of shadow.
I was
You know,
smiling.
yeah, smiling, just relaxed, as if like as if he's what's it called? Wise beyond his years. You know what I mean? He seems as if he's been in the game a long time. I think he's a special talent.
Yeah, he makes it look effortless in there as well, doesn't he?
Oh, I know. He fought this guy, a big guy in New Orleans, and the way he spun him off the ropes and through this uppercut, it was pretty much like a bit work of art. Really, he was class. It was, I was saying to him after, he's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, moving on to yourself now. Obviously, you've just had some massive news released the other day. The first ever European BKFC title that's going to be put on the line is going to be between yourself and Franco Tenaglia. What was your whole thoughts on the event and the fight with Franco?
Yeah, it's a fight I talked about with Andy Bakewell previously. I wanted to get on a UK card again at some point, and it's been talked up, but obviously other stuff's happened. And I knew it was a dangerous fight, so I was waiting to hear, find out what was happening in my division with Louise and Tony Soto and everyone else, and the fight came up, and I said yes straight away. And then they made this European title, so it's just another bit of history that I'm involved in. So I'm over the moon about it. It's another tough fight. I got a great bunch of guys come up from Wales. I can't wait for it. I'm super excited. I think it's going to be a banger. I really think it's going to be a tough fight. I like Franco. I was in the change room with him in Wembley. He was a good guy to chat with him. He's been exciting in his fight. So, it's just going to be two men trying to punch the fuck out of each other. It's going to be good. Like,
yeah, it makes it a little bit better though when you get obviously like an opponent like Franco who's got like a bit of a character. He's got a big following. And obviously, you like all that King of the Street stuff as well, don't you? And he's fought on there as well.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to him about in Wembley Arena. I was saying, look, I was going to go because we were both sponsored by Ascari at the time. And I said, look, I was trying to get over, but because of lockdown and stuff, and, you was giving me some advice on it. And, people think because he's 2-0 and, I've had 10 bed apples that I've got more experience. But he's had, he's fought in War Tour, he's fought Kings of the Street, he's had, hundreds of fights.
He's fighting this Sunday, I think.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, is he in Thailand at the moment?
I think he's back home now in Spain.
Oh, okay. Because
I think
one of the Welsh guys I know who trains in my gym, he's living in Thailand. He said, there's some guy who knows you in the gym. This was before the fight was announced. He went, Franco. I was like, oh yeah. He said, he's a beast. Yeah. I said, yeah, I know. And then I was like, off of the fight. So yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be like the show's great. The card's stacked. Like it's the type of card I'd like to go see if I wasn't involved in it. It's got a great card. It's going to be part of history, and I fucking can't wait to be honest. I'm fucking buzzing for it.
Yeah, like I say, 3 title fights on the night as well. That's good for like the UK side of things, and they're pushing it in for the lads. Obviously, it's a bit more of an incentive for them to get up the rankings and get something at the end of it, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I know the BKFC world title is what we all want, but because there's only there's only one champion in each division. We're still quite a new sport. We all got to work our way up the rankings, and I think it gives boys a little more motivation to get the UK or European straps before they're aiming for the world title. And I think it's a nice bit of, the BKFC belts are lovely. The UK one, the European one, they're all very similar. Well, I think the European one is. They've never had one, but they all look like similar. I like the black and gold. I'm hoping the European looks the same as well. It's a great piece of and to be called the UK champion. It's a bit like boxing used to be, where you used to have the British champion who then challenge the world title. So, and the European title, it's I said it's the first one, so it's a little bit of history. So, yeah, it's a great fucking card. The top 3 fights on their own could be main events on any card. It's going to be great, and the undercard's looking good as well. So I'm buzzing for it.
Did you obviously because you've done all sorts, haven't you, James? You've done MMA, boxing, you've done it all. Did you ever see yourself being like where you are now in bare knuckle, headlining shows over in America, in the UK, fighting for titles? Did you ever see it being like that?
Never, met. You know, it's the last 2 years. It's coming up to 2 years. It would have been. It's just off 2 years when I fight Franco that I made my debut in BKFC, and I can't think how different my life is now compared to 2 years ago. It's weird because I've been working in London all week, doing a big show in the XL, and all the guys who put the stages together, they all know who I am because they've seen clips of me on Instagram, and some of them are asking photos. And like 2 years ago, they didn't know who I was, shaking hands with them and introducing myself, and now they're like, oh, we know who you are, going to photo. And it's crazy that what's happened in less than 24 months. I can't get my head around it. Like, it's phenomenal. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, because you all deserve it, mate. It's that time now, isn't it, where you want something back for all the fucking great fights and that you put on. You want the recognition.
Yeah, I think it goes with the same as anyone who gets involved in bare knuckles. It's the hardest of hard, and it's a great little payoff now. Some people have boxed for years, they don't get the recognition. Some people do MMA for years, they don't get recognition. And I think this bare knuckle is given a platform to some of the figures they've sent us for if we need to tell sponsors what the global reach is. Are phenomenal. It's something I've never expected. Like, it's great to be part of the company. It's global. Like, it's just mad. I got people from like Indonesia, Australia, messaging me on Instagram all the time, and a guy from Germany, and it just blows my mind. Like, I'm a kid from Town Hill at the end of the day. It's mad. Like,
yeah, class, mate. And are you seeing this European title as a sort of ticket to get back over to the States and fight for the world title?
Yeah, it's obviously I can't predict what's going to happen in the division. Obviously, we know Luis has vacated because he's looking for the bigger fights, and obviously he's going to be tied up with a rematch with Trout or whatever else happens. There's rumours of a show in Japan, and obviously it's something he'd like to go and do because there's connections over there. I think I don't know what's going to happen in our division because obviously Bryce Henry's now staked the claim. He's either going to be, very close to the top, or if not the top, Tony Soto is close to the top. So I think this win will get me back amongst those, and then I don't know, it's whatever fight they want to see. I think I need a win. I got to win this next one. That's the most important thing. The European title's a nice bonus, but I think any sort of win will get me back at the top of the division and get me back in amongst the name. It's weird to talk about like having to get myself back in the mix when my only loss has come to the guy who was number one pound for pound since the ranking. It's like I've been forgotten about in 6 months. It's berserk, but yeah, I'm happy with the fight. I'm gonna get a win in some style, and then we can start talking about who's next in the division.
Yeah, it's not just that it was a fight it was regarded the greatest of all time in bare knuckle. It was a close fight.
Yeah, exactly. And people seem to be more pissed off with the fact that it's like obviously Louise's comments after about the bigger fish, and me having a loss and stuff. I'm not pissed off about it. It was it was a close fight. I gave him my all, came up short against the best guy in the division, and I'm back involved in it. So I can't see what the what the big deal is. I'm a fighter. I'm ready to fight my way back to the top of the division. I had to do it before, and I'll do it again.
100%, mate. And is there anything else that you're going to be changing in this camp, or are you just going to do exactly what you do every camp?
Yeah, it's like I don't fight. I don't.
When you're supposed to, you were meant to be going changing weights, weren't you? But you decided to stay at 155.
Yeah, I changed my management team now, and I'm actually with Louise's management team, and we were discussing different options, and he said, "Look, what can you make 145?" And I said, "Yeah, they need to give me a lot of notice, though. You know, it's not like I can make 155 in like 6 weeks from any weight. 145, I'd need 12 weeks, and again, the division below was a bit tied up. And he said, "Look, you've done great at 155." He said, "Why didn't you stay at this weight?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know, I'm getting older now. You know, it's probably not going to happen. I could get down to 145, but they'd have to tell me like after this fight you're going down. But 155 is my goal. I wouldn't mind dipping my toe in the waters below, but again, that division's stacked and there's lots happening down there. So we'll just have to see what happens after this fight and what's offered."
Yeah, definitely, mate. And obviously, we're still early doors, mate. Camp will be just starting soon or just about started. So we'll catch up closer to the fight, mate. But is there anything else you want to share with us before we wrap it up, James?
No, I just want to say to like everyone who's like supporting. It's a local UK show. It's been the first time in nearly 2 years that I would have fought in the UK. My last fight was Wembley Arena, August 2022. Which again, as you were saying about, did I ever think I was going to be in America? It's mad to think that it was nearly 2 years ago that I fought in the UK. That was my last fight in the UK.
Crazy.
So, like, I just want to say to the guys, you know, come out and support. It may be that I don't fight in the UK again after this if everything goes the way I want it to. There's another Welshman. Well, he says he's Welsh, but die rounds English. We know this on the card. So yeah, I think we should get some support up from Wales and come watch it. They said, like, for me personally, it's one of the best UK cards they've put on. There's some cracking fights. Even if you take my fight away, you know, there's some cracking fights on that card, all the way down to the bottom. And yeah, I'm excited. You know, I'm excited to. I got more followers than I had before, so it's like I got more people coming, more eyes on it. So yeah, it's just fucking great. I'm really happy with what Andy and that have done. And congratulations as well. I heard you've got some good news with going podcasting full time and stuff, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, thank you very much, mate.
Yeah, well, that's what the dream is. You know, for myself, obviously being on the fighting side, my dream is to get over there to America, and you're doing the same. You gave up all your time to do these, and now you're getting as well. So it's really great to see as well, mate, that people involved in bare knuckle are making their ways as well. You know, we're all rising up together. It's fucking great.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, mate. It means a lot, because you've probably seen it, mate. I graft my ass off with it, like.
Yeah.
But I love doing it, mate. Like, even if I never got a sponsor, I'd still do it because I love it. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if like it was going to be an end of all. I'd have still done it regardless, mate.
And that's when good things happen. Is like you said, like with myself, I've been fighting for years and years. Wasn't getting the big payouts, wasn't getting the big fights and going abroad. But like yourself, I just love doing it, and I knew that if I kept going, something good might happen. And if not, I'm still going to do it because I love it. You know, it's one of them. And you know, I'm chuffed for you, mate. Great stuff.
Thank you very much, mate. And for anybody who's watching here, if they want to get tickets off you, where's the best place for them to get them?
They're waiting. I think they were waiting on some. I can't remember the word. Some what's it called? Like when they tick the box and say this is going to be the floor plan. But the tickets will be. I should be having tickets or a ticket link tonight or tomorrow at the latest, and then just come to me. I'm going to grab a load of paper tickets, so anyone who wants to come support can sit amongst my guys. I'll pick out good seats for everyone. So yeah, just get involved. Hit me up in DMs or my link, and we'll get it sorted.
Sweet. I'll put all your social media in the description. Is there any shout outs of sponsors, anything like that?
Yeah, I got obviously my sponsors that have been with me for years: JMW, heating and domestic heating and cooling, PM Financial, Jay's Barbershop, the Full Moon Pub in Swansea, and I've got a couple more that have come on board. JES Group, which is a scaffolding firm in Port Talbot, and Colour Mad Bulldogs. I am looking for a couple more sponsors. I got a couple of spots on my shirt ready. Oh, that's the other thing I should have mentioned as well. King's Fightwear, doing my fight kit again. I think they're one of the best in the business of doing it. Yeah. A good friend of mine, Daniel Lewell, who fights in BKB, he's raising money for fighting for autism. and he was donating every t-shirt he sold. £5 of that would go to the charity. I'm going to be doing the same to my tops and having the logo on the back as well. So if anyone does want to have one of the tops when they're finalised, hit me up or King's Fight Wear. We'll get some ordered, and you'll be helping out on a good cause as well. So yeah, just wanted to put that in before I forget.
Class, mate. We'll stay in touch, James, like we always do, and we'll get some more content out there closer into camp, mate.
I did keep you hanging on for a bit, didn't I? Because I told I might have news, and then that news never came. So I was like, and it wasn't the news I was expecting. I was expecting something different. So it was nice to share it. Like,
yeah, when I got told about obviously this happening, it was good to know like it was for a title and that as well.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm buzzing for it. I can't wait. Like.
Cushy, mate. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, James, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, bro.
Yeah, thank you, mate. It's off the bed for me now, early gym session. So, cheers, Lou. Thank you for having me on.
No problem, mate. I'll see you soon.
Cheers, mate. Nice one.
Yes, people. Nice one for tuning in there. James Lights Out Lilley. Wow, what a fight that's going to be with Argentina's Franco Tanalia. Undefeated fighter. European title. Let's have it. Big shout out to Rick from RSD Transportation and Recoveries for sponsoring the Fuse UK. Big up my brother as always, and also to Noir Boxing. Let's go, people. Big up Dangerous Darren, Rick Doherty, James Cooper. What's happening, Cooper lad? Who else have we got in? Phil Scaife, KJ Choz, Jackson Wingsmith brothers. Respect everyone. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of their night. Goodbye for